Alright guys, welcome back to the Gamers Hall. He's Adam.
That guy's Chris.
And today we're going to be talking about XP or milestone leveling.
Yep. And just understanding which one you might want to use for your campaign, which one you might enjoy in general. So first off, what we want to talk about is what are they?
Yeah. So XP leveling is when the party does something. They attack and or kill creatures, NPCs, and they get experience points for it.
Or they do certain scenarios where they diffuse a situation. They'll get experience
skill
for it.
challenges.
Skill challenges. Get a certain amount, or in some cases, unlocking locks can give you experience. You know,
disarming traps,
depending on what you want to give experience for.
Figuring out puzzles.
Yeah.
Diffusing a situation, actually talking your way out of something as opposed to getting into combat.
So basically, it's you're given a set amount of experience for doing something.
Yes, and with XP or the XP system, there's a lot to go off of there. I mean, you know, some players earn experience individually, and some people get XP as a group for certain things. And kind of the bad problems with this is the fact that some players might not level at the same rate.
Yeah, creating a weird balance.
Like this person might be third level, but then you got a player that's fourth level over here.
Yeah, which can be is okay within gaming groups, but you know, it will also depend on what kind of powers and abilities they're able to use because of the different levels they're in. And also, with the XP gaming, every creature is given a XP value that they have, and there's a lot of situations that are given a set XP value that you gain. So everything has a set value that you would use throughout the campaign to do. So firstly, what you go over to milestone. Milestone leveling, you do not keep up with experience points. You don't keep up with what anybody does. What it is at story points, characters level.
Yes. So the DM will decide, hey, you guys have finished doing this. Everybody can level up.
Right. And this was introduced as a major mechanic in 4th edition, where you would have milestones where you got stuff from completing milestones or got things back from completing milestones. And it's evolved into 5th edition as a way of just more or less leveling. Now that's also happened in older editions where, hey, I don't feel like dealing with, in 3rd edition, feel like dealing with all the experience. So when you guys finish this dungeon, you will be 8th level.
Yeah.
And that's what milestone is saying at a given point, you will get a level. If you complete this quest, you will level. If we complete a session, you will level. If you can somehow do this certain thing, you will gain a level. And you could also, if you want to, you can have differences in levels in this milestone. You can have personal milestones, and you can have group milestones.
Yeah.
Typically, it is a group milestone, and everybody levels the same.
Yes.
In order to keep power level going, equally.
Yeah. I've even seen some where actually it's if you showed up to a session, then that you gain a level for the session no matter what. Mm-hmm. And so if you didn't show up to the session, you could have a person that's 6th level and a person that's 3rd level.
Yeah.
Which that's 2 very different power levels.
Yeah. 3rd level is going to be, depending on what's being thrown at them, is going to be a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
So that's what these two things are.
Yeah.
Now, why would you use
one
or the other? Experience. The reason why you would use experience is, one, really as a DM, you get to kind of take off the determination of when somebody's going to level what they do. It's more player driven with experience. What are they going to find to get into? What are they going to want to do and accomplish in order to get that level.
Yeah, it takes a load off the DM and says, okay, you've done this. This is how much experience you got for it. The DM doesn't have to figure anything out. It's just, okay, here. Yeah, there's your experience.
If you're choosing to go, the player might go, hey, can I get some experience for talking to this guy and tricking him into giving us this wagon or something? You have a reward system. Like, okay, I'll give you some experience. It's another way to dole out rewards. It's, well, you've done this. I'll give you some more experience.
Right.
What it does lead to is, a lot of cases, is murder hobos. Because players do know that if we kill this amount of creatures, we will get experience for it.
Yes.
There's one downside, but it is also rewarding in its own sense.
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding in its own sense. You go through to clear out a dungeon. How much experience do we get for that dungeon?
Yeah.
Great. Now, one problem you can definitely occur with the XP system is people hogging the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, I'm the rogue. I'm going to go around stealing from people, or I'm going to go around doing this and this because I know when I do it, I'm going to get experience.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have people that might veer off from the party and do their own thing. So instead of being a group, it's everybody's trying to do their own thing to get experience to level up.
Yeah. And that can be reined in. That's sometimes a worst case scenario, but that does occur in XP based. Is we got into a fight by ourselves that we didn't mean to. Well, the other two were doing the other thing, and they were just buying groceries for the party. Well, in that system, they have to get experience. That's their reward for surviving.
Yes.
Right. And that's what it is. It leads to finding things for them to do.
Right.
But
I feel like one way of fixing that so that you don't have people going off and doing their own thing and just people trying to hog the spotlight is if you take it in and just say, hey, we're just going to do group XP. So at the end of the session, you divvy up all the XP that everybody has earned. It goes into a group pile, and you divvy it out all the exact same way. So everybody will level the exact same. And sometimes it could lead to players actually helping other players.
But that also, on the downside, could lead to some people not actively wanting to do certain things because they know that the other people will pull them up with them. So, I mean, it's a balancing act.
There's good and bad to both.
It's a good and bad to both. So now, why Milestone?
Milestone 1 is just easy on the Dungeon Master. You don't have to worry about numbers. You don't even have to worry about players really going off and doing their own thing and worrying well, this, we did this, so we got this XP. It makes it a lot easier to say, hey, when everybody finishes this, then you go up a level.
I don't know if it necessarily also makes it easier on the DM, though, because XP is pretty easy when you just say, here's a number, and when you get to it, you get to it. This one is, the DM has to make a decision of what's important in the story to award a level. Because is getting to another town worthy of a level? Maybe not if nothing happened, but if that's what you decided was going to be that case, then they would level. So you might have instances of players gaining levels when nothing that they did really mattered.
Yeah.
Versus players gaining levels and they did so much during that time that they would have normally on their XP gain 2 or 3 levels. But you said, oh, you're getting a level when you finish this.
Yeah.
That's it. That does give players, they have to figure things out. Like, how easy do we want to make this on each other? And that does create a problem-solving mechanic built in with them, or to go, well, we don't want to fight everything. We just want the level. So how do we complete this without having to deal with everything here?
Yeah.
Right? So, you can do it where you have individual milestones where maybe players also give themselves their own objectives. And when they achieve their own objective, they'll gain a level off of it, regardless of what the other players are doing.
Right. You could also group it in.
You can also group it in to where, hey, once everybody achieves this thing, then they get a level. Or you could even do it where, hey, everybody gets a level if if this player can also achieve their main goal. Like if we can make him the head priest of this temple, then we all get a level because we've all succeeded in making him the head priest of this temple. Or hey, this character wants to go down in this dungeon and complete this dungeon. If we can all complete this for this person, then there's a milestone for them. Yeah. So everybody can get a level off of that because we helped him complete. That creates a little bit of I scratch your back, you scratch my back scenario as well. But typically, milestone is we finish this, we all level. We finish this, we all level. Which is typically easier for the party and the DM, right?
Yeah.
Typically.
But I mean, there are players that would complain. Mm-hmm. It's like we did this, and this, and we still haven't gained a level yet. Come on,
it's been 3 sessions and we haven't gained a level. What's going on? And you're like, and as a DM, you go, well, you haven't done anything important in 3 sessions. Why would I level you?
Yeah, one of those sessions was a shopping session.
Yeah. You spent the entire time shopping. That's not a milestone. There's nothing important what you did during that time. But as a player, they're looking at it going, well, we've wasted how many hours of gameplay, and I'm not getting a level out of that? Because that effectively what these break down to is how many hours of gameplay does it take to become more powerful, right?
Yeah.
What's the assumption of power level gain?
Yeah, because
I don't really know the answer to that. In fact, that might be very interesting for somebody to tell us. What do all players assume is how long does it take to level?
Yeah, well, but that also varies between the levels because typically the first 3 levels 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 are pretty quick.
Yeah, the normal first session 1 typically can get you first to second, right? Maybe 2 sessions, depending on what all you're building up and doing.
Right.
2 to 3 is most likely 2 sessions before you hit third.
Yeah.
Third through fifth, usually 2 sessions per, maybe more, especially on the fifth one, because fifth is where
it really depends on what you're doing.
Really depends on what you're doing, especially on fifth is where the power level of the game starts shooting up. Fifth level. But yeah, you're right. It really depends at what stage. But, a lot of players look at it and go, I have 2 hours to play every week. I want to do something. I only get 2 hours. I don't want to do the same thing 3 weeks in a row, which equates to 6 hours, and I don't feel like I've gotten anything.
Yeah.
Because we're all playing this game to be rewarded. Experience is just one of those rewards.
Yeah.
And leveling up. Because a level is what we're all trying to get to. We're all trying to be that awesome player, that awesome character that can do anything. So it's a very fine balance.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, which one do you decide? That's kind of the hard question there. Do you like the XP route or do you like to do milestone?
Yeah. How do you players enjoy either one? What's their experiences? Where especially for new players, what would they prefer? Because
definitely something you do in a session 0.
It's definitely something that has to be discussed in session 0 and laid out for sure. Because you don't want to change that midstream. You're going from if you start off with experience and then suddenly you go, well, we're going to do milestone. You have changed the whole dynamic of that campaign, and just with one simple change that people might think is just an easy change. Oh yeah, it's going to be better for the DM. We'll just change milestones. Like, yeah, but the players were doing different things because of what they would gain from experience.
Yes.
So now it's different.
Some players might take more risk if they know they're going to get more experience.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Or they might not push the storyline at all if they know they can just dart around here and gain lots of experience. Because the important part of Milestone is it's based on the story.
Right.
Not on the actions that you do. It's based on the story that you do. Right? So, which conversely, you go Milestone, they might push that story so hard you run through everything and they're not ready really or they've skipped some of the things you wanted them to get to. Because
Yeah.
milestone, they say we just need to get to this point A to point B. That's all we need to do. No matter what's in the middle, once we get to point B, we got where we need to go. Right? So, what do y'all think?
Yeah. Do you guys prefer XP or do you prefer milestone? Like, which have you done more? Which is more preferred? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Just put it down there. Say what the good stuff you've dealt with the experience. Maybe what's the good stuff you dealt with the milestone. Let everybody know. And then like this video if you liked it. Share it. Definitely share this video with others if you want some people to see. And then subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we post more.
All right. Until then, guys, keep rolling dice and having fun and roll those nat 20 dice. What did I do?
You got broken.
I did.
Yeah, we need to fix you.